Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is Diggity Dog coming at you from the top of the Shire in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. Hi everybody! Oh, I have missed your beautiful faces. Hope you guys are doing well out there, man. It has been a few days since we played some Minecraft Survival together, and that's because I've been super busy, guys. I have just started a brand new series of modded Minecraft on my channel, and I am currently playing in the Fullcraft 3 server, or on the Fullcraft 3 servers, should I say, in a brand new season of Fullcraft with a whole bunch of awesome Minecrafters on YouTube. Man, am I having a great time out there. I have literally just been playing modded Minecraft every single day for about a week or so. So we've had a little bit of a neglect of our survival world, but don't you guys worry, we are back at it today. Man, have I missed this place. I've definitely missed some Minecraft Survival. Last time we were together, we were working on the Molehole down here, weren't we? We were trying to work out an interior for our base down there. Lots of work still to do there. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit special to kick things off in this episode. About 10 episodes or so ago, we did a bit of an episode where we were trying to figure out all of our major quests, all of our major tasks for the series. You guys remember that? And we came up with a pretty definitive list of what needs to be done around here. And what I've done is I've gotten myself a book and quill over here, and I have basically started a diary. I started myself a journal to try and keep track of all of the things that we need to do in our Minecraft survival world, and I'd like to sort of go through this with you guys to kick off today's episode. I know that there's quite a lot of new people arriving on the channel at the moment from all over the place, and that's probably because of Fullcraft, and I want to say a big hello to all of you guys who are maybe new to the ReNDoG. Hey, if you're brand new to the ReNDoG, what is happening, baby? Look at this handsome face. If you're a lady, hi, what's going down? Get in line. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously. Welcome to all of the new people. Great to have you here on the channel. Hey, listen, if you're brand new to this series, I would highly recommend that you go back to the first episode, or at the very least, go back and start from episode 50 of the series, just so that you get a feel of where we're at right now. You know, it doesn't really make sense to sort of start watching a series halfway through, and we're not that far into the season. Got about 40 more episodes left for season 1 before we start season 2, so you got loads of time to catch up. And if you don't, well, you'll make me angry, and there might be repercussions for your butt. That includes a flaming arrow. So yeah, go check that out. Welcome to all the new people. So great to have you, man. Always nice to see so many new faces on the ReNDoG channel. It is a pleasure. Anyway, let's get down to this, my dudes. Let's get into ReNDoG's diary and go through some of the stuff that we have to do out here. This is going to be a great opportunity to also show some of the new people out there where we are at in the series. It's kind of like a recap episode, I suppose, or a recap intro, something like that. We are currently standing on the outskirts of the Shire. This is our land where we live. It's currently being designed in inspiration of the Lord of the Rings, the Shire, of course. But we don't have hobbits that live in our Shire. We've got gobbits that live out here. And you need to go watch the previous episodes to get a full understanding of the lore. Okay? We're not going to go through all of that nerdy stuff today. We're just going to crank open the diary and figure out what we need to do around here. All right, that's enough tomfoolery for one introduction, guys. Let's get down to frickin' business, shall we? Let's crank open this diary and start having a look at what we need to do in our survival series. So what I've done in the diary is I have basically given each major portion of our survival world its own page, right? So let's go through each of these pages, and that'll give us a good overall idea of where we're at with the survival series. So Molehole Incorporated, that's our railway network that covers our world at the moment and takes us to all the different places that we've currently sort of set up around here. The Shire Valley is basically this giant area that you see behind us inside of the walls. That's a representation of the Shire Valley. It's the area of the Shire below the mole town, which is at the top of it, and that's the bit just in front of us over here. We got the Mines of the Dog, which is it's the mines where we get all of our resources for this series. We got the Molehole, which is our base that we're currently working on. That's where we're going to be living. We have Mole Town, which is going to be a massive town of gobbits on top of the Shire Valley. Valley. It's all the way up there. That's where we started today's episode, actually. And we've got the Holiday Inn, which is a part of the world that we have to travel to via rails. And we also have the Skeleton, which is supposed to be Skeletown, which is basically Spawn, where we spawned at the very beginning of the series. So those are the seven major areas of our survival world out here. That's what we're currently working on, right? So what I've done is I've gone through each of the areas and I've made a note on what we need to do in each of those areas, right? So let's start with the Molehole Incorporated, our Molehole network. First thing that we need to do, of course, is start working on a grand Molehole station that we're going to be setting up over here. This is going to be the biggest station in our world, and this station is going to use the lines to take us to all the different parts of our survival world, right? And what I've done here is also outline some of the lines that we're going to need to finish off. We've got the spider line that we need to work off, and that's this one, I believe. This line is going to take us all the way to a cave spider spawner farm called the Mattock. And this travels along this bridge and takes us all the way around there and takes us down underground where there's a triple cave spider spawner farm that we've got. And this is the spider line. We need to finish this line to take us all the way down there. And then we also need to finish the spider cargo line, which is going to be a line bringing all of the goods from the spider farm into our storage facility here in our base. So there's two lines for the spider line, one for cargo and one for passengers, I guess. We then need to finish off the bone line also, and the bone line is this one. I think it's this one, and this one's going to take us all the way back to spawn. And at spawn we have a skeleton spawner where we have been farming bone meal, and yeah, that's going to be called Skeletown, and the line to get there from the Mole Shire is going to be called the bone line. So we need to finish that off, and by finish it off I mean obviously we need to lay down the rails, but we also need to finish off making the railway line look really awesome, right? At the moment it's just this janky gravel with some rails on it. It looks absolutely terrible. We've done a little bit of terraforming on some of the railway line. I don't think we can see any of it from here. Actually, we might be able to get a little view if we just travel just a bit. But yeah, you can see that the line goes all the way out there to the Holiday Inn town, which is out there, and there's the start of the station. Yeah, you can see a little bit of terraforming of the line over here, right? That's what we need to do for the entire line so that it doesn't look so freaking janky out here, man. So that... Oh, and we, of course, have to do the railway bridges. We've got two bridges. We've got a main bridge over here that takes us to Holiday Inn and Skeletown, and then we've got another bridge over there for the spider lines. So that's a couple of big projects for Molehole Incorporated. That's everything that we need to do for our railway network here in Season 1. Lots and lots of things to do, though, so it's a little bit scary, a little bit daunting, but we should be able to do it, man. It's not too tricky. Just a bit of grindage to get down and dirty with, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, the sun's setting, guys. Let me sleep this night away, and then we can move on to the next bit. All right, there we go. Next up in the diary, we have no time to waste out here, guys. Lots of stuff to get through. We're looking at the Moleshire Valley, which is this area over here, right? Above this giant cliff, we have Moletown, and inside of this mountain, we have our base. And this area I'm calling the Moleshire Valley, which is the home of the Mines of the Dog and the storage hole entrance. And this is our storage facility down here where we keep everything, right? And we also have the gates of Moleshire over there. So for the Moleshire Valley, we need to get some gobbled holes around here. We need to get some housing in here, right? Bring this place to life a little bit. Get some villages in here, make a couple of houses inside of these valleys, get some shops up here, something like that, just to make it feel a little bit more inhabited, right? A little bit more like the Shire in Lord of the Rings. At the moment, it looks a little bit too empty and sort of bland, and we need to work on bringing this place to life and do a bunch more terraforming also. I want to get a lot of these sort of rocky structures around the place, get some more trees out here, just generally make the place look a little bit better, right? Yeah, we need to work on some roads also, some gardens and some hillocks. We need to get some lighting going, and we need to work on the gate. This is going to be the gate into our base. Our main entrance into the base is over here, so we need to work on this. And yeah, we need to get some lighting going, right? We don't want to have these torches all over the place. We want to find some really nice, clever ways to light up our base and make it safe, of course, for all of the villagers. So that's what we're doing for the Moleshire Valley. Lots and lots of work to do out here in the valley, but slowly but surely it's coming together over the course of the season, which is really sweet. Next up is going to be the Mines of the Dog. This is one of the first things that we made in the series. No, this is all artificially made. This is the entrance into the mine. And we did a little bit of work at the entrance here, right? I think it looks really, really nice. We got these sweet torches and stuff. Got some really awesome block variation in the walls. But I kind of sort of got to this point and then gave up. It gets super janky as we get to this part here. So we need to finish off this entryway down into the mines. And this takes us all the way down into a cargo loading area over here. And we're able to send cargo from the mines down there and deliver it into our storage facility. So this entire area needs to get done, right? Looking absolutely janktastic at the moment. Last episode, we actually made some pretty good progress on making this whole project look a lot better, because last episode we set up this beautiful little branch mine section over here, right? So this section looks really sweet. This is where we're doing all of our mining. But yeah, we need to get the entire Mines of the Dog project looking really great, right? We have a bit of work to do down here too, just to get this area looking a little bit better. It's looking a little bit janky at the moment. Basically, we need to get some anti-jankification of the Mines of the Dog going, right? That's all we need to do, man. Shouldn't take us more than a couple of episodes, I think, to get this done. And we kind of need to cover all of this stuff too. This is some redstone that loads all of the items from the mine into an item aqueduct that delivers the items into our storage. But it looks super janky, right? We want to get this all covered up and hidden. We also want to work a little bit on this side of the mines too, right? We need to get this sort of entry done properly. The nether portal room does actually look ready, so we don't have to do much work in there unless a creeper blows it up. Let's just deal with that. There we go. Good job, Rambo. You sweet bow. But yeah, behind the portal, of course, we have another couple of entrances. This one takes us down to the spider Mattock. We need to make that look really sweet. And this secret passageway takes us all the way into Moletown, if we follow that all the way up. And yeah, that needs a lot of work. So actually quite a few things to do here in the Mines of the Dog. Yeah, we need the Moletown Secret Tunnel done, the Cargo Loading Cave done, and what was that last thing? The Mine Entrance Tunnel. Yeah, those are the things that we looked at, right? So quite a lot of work to do in the mines, but it shouldn't be too difficult to do, I think. Just, you know, get some blocks in the inventory, just do a good afternoon of minecrafting. We should be able to get through the Mines of the Dog quite easily. So not too worried about that. Now, next up in the diary, I believe we are working on the Molehole. Yes, so the Molehole is our base here in Minecraft Survival. It started off as nothing more than a tiny little hole in the side of a mountain, and slowly but surely it is transforming into an epic base for us to live. Over the course of the last few episodes, we've been trying to work on the interior a little bit. Last episode, we set up some cool stairways here. We've got like a second level here now, which is cool. We'll be able to add some rooms and stuff in here. And the idea is that this thing, all of these logs over here, this is the root network of a giant tree that is going to be growing up through the mountain and sort of canopying over the top of Moletown up there. But we're having a little bit of problems with these roots, so that's one of the big things that we need to work on here in the Molehole. And that's going to be the life tree build, right? So that incorporates the roots, the above section, the massive tree that we're going to build here. We also need to make ourselves a bedroom, a storage room, a workshop room, an armory, a storage hole connection. Oh yeah, we need to connect the Molehole to our storage hole, because at the moment we don't actually have that connection done. And that's a little bit of a shame, because it's a little bit of a mission to get back and forth between storage and the Molehole at the moment. This is our storage hole, of course, where we keep everything. This is the mechanism that receives all of the items from the mine and all of the other item aqueducts in our world. And this is supposed to be the connection into the Molehole from the storage hole, and it's sort of all blocked off at the moment and all super janky. So we need to get this connection finished off at some point. What else do we need to do in the Molehole here? We also need to work on the Moletown connection. Yeah, so we need to figure out a way to get up to the top of the Shire, or should I say up into Moletown. Let's just close that door so Hell the pig can't get out of here. We've got a pig that looks after our storage. He's the curator of all of our items, and his name is Hell. He's a great little bacon. He does a great job here in the Shire. But yeah, my idea, I think, is to have some sort of a way to get up to Moletown using the life tree. So maybe there's like a staircase that goes through the roots of the tree, or maybe you follow like a route network that takes you up to the town. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but we need to figure out a way to get from our base into Mole Town, right? So that's another big project. Probably our biggest project, I would say, is the Molehole. Lots and lots of work to do in there, but it's going to be super awesome when it's done. It's going to be an absolutely amazing base. Very much looking forward to it. Now, if we come all the way up here, we get to the fields of the dog where we have some crops and stuff growing. We've got some cows and whatnot out here growing too, and this is called the Blacksmith Hole over here, where our gobbet lives. One of our gobbets called Griswold. We use him to trade for emeralds and for ender pearls, and there is an auto smelter facility in here too. So the Blacksmith Hole is pretty much done. I think the interior of it is done now. I'm very happy with it. I think we need to work a little bit on the outside here though, right? We need to fix up this, make it look a little bit more beautiful, and I think that brings us quite nicely to the next section of the diary, which is Mole Town, right? So this is Mole Town. Everything that's on top of the Molehole is Mole Town, and over the last 10 episodes or so, we've been working out here, working on some lakes, working on some tree action. Oh man, we've been working on this bridge. We've been making the place look really cool. We've been working on a chicken farm out here too, which is pretty spicy. It's called ReNDoG fried chicken. We are getting a ridiculous amount of chicken. In fact, we are getting raw chicken out of this farm so that we can trade with this gobbet over here, Gobelia, who trades raw chicken for emeralds. So that's another source of emeralds for us. But lots of work to do in Mole Town, in this area over here, guys. My goodness, this is another massive project that we've got here. The Blacksmith Hole Gardens, yeah, so that's what I mean. We want to work on the terraforming above the Blacksmith Hole here, make this look nice and beautiful out here. What else do we need to do around here? Stables. Yeah, we need some stables for our horses. We got a horse called Artax and a donkey called Maximus. We need to work on the lakes a little bit. We need to make some gobbet holes around here, some gardens and some lakes. Work on the chicken farm and work on the walls too. Try to make the walls sort of blend into the environment a little bit better. And I'm going to leave that page a little bit open because I think there's still quite a few things that we could add to Mole Town. A couple more factories and stuff. Right off the bat, I'm thinking like a cactus farm maybe we could build in here. Maybe we could work on like a villager farm or something. I just want to keep that project quite open because we've got quite a lot of space up there for a whole bunch of different projects, right? So that's pretty much all of the things that we need to finish off here in the Mole Shire. There's a couple of the places that we can travel to though, where we have stuff to do there. So we're going to leave this beautiful area via Molehole Incorporated. We probably need to work on a bit of a speed boost over here, Matt. Jeez. That's the slowest railway network ever. But if we follow this line, which is actually the Holiday Inn line, I think, yeah, this is the Holiday Inn line. This is going to take us all the way to the Holiday Inn, which is basically a halfway house where we have been capturing villagers from villages that we have discovered in our survival series, and we're kind of storing them there in the Holiday Inn and then bringing them over to the Molehole. But the plan is to turn that whole area over there into a small town, right? And this is actually a great example over here of the terraforming that we've done for Molehole Incorporated. I think it looks really nice. I want to do this, throughout the railway network. Wow, a little bit of lag there. That was a little bit worrying. But yeah, we've done a little bit more of it, or more detail of it, just as we come around the corner here. Also, can you guys hear stuff? Okay, just checking the volume there. But yeah, this is the sort of detail that I'd like to add to the entire railway network, right? A bunch of this terraforming here. I think that looks really sweet. But yeah, this is the Holiday Inn, right? And this is the Holiday Inn station. And we want to get this looking a little bit more like a station. And I want to get a couple more houses up around here, right? Maybe like a restaurant here, a coffee shop, something like that. Maybe some small walls also. Maybe a farm out here on the coastline, just to make the place look a little bit more awesome. Have a secondary town that we can visit also. And I think that's number 6 on the list here. Yeah, we want to work on the holiday station, the holiday town. We want to work on the interior of the inn. Maybe we'll set up a villager breeder out here, actually. We also want to set up some stables, right? Because every town that we have in our world, we want to be able to travel to via horse too. But there's a couple other gobbets left in the Holiday Inn here, I think. We haven't taken them over to the Mole Shire yet. Yeah, there's 3 of them left in here. Gary, Addock, Gam, and Grodo. But yeah, we need to work on the interior of this thing. I was thinking about adding maybe a second floor to it, where we could, I don't know, like trap some villagers for trading or something. And maybe this is the place where we will have our villager breeder. because that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, so this place is pretty sweet. Now, there's only one more place left for us to work on. If we follow the unfinished railway line, we should be able to get there. We've got a couple of places also that we're going to be working on in the future. This line is going to be an underwater tunnel in the ocean, and this tunnel is going to take us all the way over to another continent over there that we're going to be working on probably in Season 2, I think. But that is a big project for another day. We've still got so many things to do out here before we can start thinking about all of that jazz. But this over here is our spawning area. This is where we started our survival world. We can just see the Shire over there, man. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is where we started our world, and this is where we also discovered a skeleton spawner that we turned into a bone meal farm. And I want to turn this whole area into a town called Skeletown. It's going to be a harbor town where we're going to have a harbor over here, and it's such a beautiful little bay here. I really like this sort of coastline. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think we can do some great work out here. So yeah, I also want to make like a proper facility for this skeleton spawner facility down here, right? This is where we sort of started getting some bone meal, started getting some XP down here, and where we did our first bit of enchanting. But this is like really janky, right? I want to turn all of this into something much better. So lots and lots of cool things to do out here. I think Skeletown is the last on the list here. Yeah, the Skeleton. We need to set up a railway station for it, get the skeleton spawner farm looking great, get some houses and roads and walls, set up a harbor, and set up some stables out here too. So yeah, my friends, that pretty much sums up everything that we are trying to do here in Minecraft Survival in each of the sections. I think what I'm going to do every day is I'm just going to have a look at the diary and sort of focus on something, or maybe two things. Maybe we'll do two things at a time, right? And whatever I feel like doing, we'll just do them. There's no real need to like rush any of these things, but I guess it probably makes a lot of sense to work on some of the railway line stuff first, so that we can travel around our world a little bit easier. And actually, that reminds me, man, there's one more thing that we do need to add to this list over here. And I'm not entirely sure where to add it. I think we'll add it in the Mines of the Dog. But we do need to finish off the Spider Mattock cave spider spawner farm. It's looking really, really janky right now, and we need to get it looking really good. Let's just make sure that's saved. Yeah, Minecraft books are very fiddly at the best of times. Sometimes they don't save what you write. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, we need to finish off that Spider Mattock farm also. So that's a pretty big deal too. Hello. Hi there, zombie. Hi. Oh, jeez. He set me on fire. I should probably try get myself home here, guys, or try find a bed somewhere. But yeah, that's sort of, that does it for our What Are We Gonna Do in the Series tour, and a sort of very quick, brief welcome tour to all of the new peeps out there. If you are new, man, I hope you're excited by what you see. And yeah, I hope you stick around, man. If you like what you see and you want to join us here in this world, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. And I hope to see you back in the comment section for the next episodes. Okay, this is really dangerous. Let me get myself back to the Shire, guys. We've got some work to do out there for the rest of this episode. Jeez, what am I doing? This might not end well, guys. There is a pack of creepers over there, which is not good, and I'm taking arrows directly to the butt. This was a very bad idea. What am I thinking? Skeletons on the way too. There's another one over there. Oh, jeez, he's got an enchanted bow. He's dealing insane damage to me. Hi, skeleton. What's happening, man? Oh, no, don't stop. I was going to throw an egg at his face. Dang it! Now that is a pitiful sight. The remains of ReNDoG strewn all over the Grand Molehole railway network. Oh man, I'm such an idiot, and I'm so bad at this game. I'm sorry about that facepalm. Also, I've got an arrow in my neck and in my head, which is kind of uncomfortable right now. So yeah, let me get myself together, guys, and then we can start placing down some blocks. Oh, I do love this game. Diggity Dogs, this project is driving me crazy right now, man. This is one of those projects where you just keep going back and forth on a design, right? And you sort of build something up, and then you break it down again, and then you rebuild it, trying to figure out exactly the correct configuration for it. But we're going to get there in the end. I'm not going to give up on this, man, because I think if we can pull this off, it's going to look great. What we're trying to do is create some sort of a root network down here for a giant tree growing up the middle of our base. And there were just too many logs around here in the previous version. I mean, it was just looking absolutely messy. So I've cleaned up a bunch of the the spruce wood logs around here, removed a bunch of those roots, and I want to start again from the very beginning of this. And I think this is going to be an easier way to do it. When we first started working on this, we just started making these roots before we started making anything else, and I guess we made the chicken before we made the egg, so to speak. So this time around, I want to try to do it in a more sort of logical fashion, right? Why don't we start with the trunk of the tree? And that's going to give us a really great idea of where the roots should be connecting up to the tree, right? So I'm literally just going to build this trunk all the way up through the center. It's going to be floating at the moment, but that's okay. We're just going to be using this as a sort of marker for what we're trying to do with the roots, right? So if this is like the core of the tree, right? Let's think about this as the internal structure of this giant tree. We probably won't actually see these blocks in the end, but this just gives us a great idea of its internal structure. Where does it sit inside of the life tree, right? That gives us a great idea, actually, of where the root network should be going. So if we use some dirt to lay some foundations here, just to get an idea, let's pretend that these dirt blocks are going to be the root systems. If we started over here, let's just make a couple of scaffoldings here too, right? It'll make it a little bit easier to craft. If we started up here, maybe, and sort of made the root sort of bend a little bit so that it's not so like 90-degree angles like we did in the previous rendition of the roots. If we just try and make it sort of flow a little bit better, right? So it almost feels like it's sort of bending down like that, right? That already is starting to look a lot better. I know it looks like dirt at the moment, but if you can imagine that as logs, that actually works pretty nicely, right? And what is it going to look like from down here? Yes, baby. That is what I'm talking about. That is exactly the sort of look I was going for. As we walk into the Molehole lobby over here, you know, I want to see these sort of arches of roots rather than these like straight 90-degree lines, which is what we had previously, right? We sort of had the roots doing that. And that kind of looks like a roof rather than a root, if that makes any sense. But that looks really good, actually. I think we'd be cooking with gas right now, guys. Oh man, this life tree project is sucking up the resources like nobody's business, guys. I'm making some pretty good progress on this root system, but my goodness, do I need a lot of logs to make this happen. I've just planted about 6 or so giant spruce trees here to get ourselves a bit more spruce logs. But yeah, things are coming along pretty sweet. I don't know if we'll be able to see it from up here. No, we can't see it from up here, but I've got a couple more of these roots to create, but I've completely run out of spruce, so I'm doing a little bit of logging over here, but yeah, looking forward to show you guys what I've achieved out here, man. I think you're going to be impressed. It's slowly but surely coming together, and yeah, I actually, believe it or not, really enjoy cutting down wood in Minecraft. I find it very therapeutic. So I'm going to get back to listening to some music, chopping down some logs, and yeah, see you in a second. I have to come clean with you guys right now, man. There's a little bit of truth I need to lay down before you. I've been playing this game for a very long time, guys, as you know, a good 5 or 6 years, and every now and then, there comes a moment in Minecraft where I get a little bit worried about a project, where a project that I have thought about in my brain is just not coming together in the Minecraft world. Has that ever happened to you guys before? I have to be honest, guys, this life tree project was one of those projects that I was very worried about. I thought I knew what I was doing with it, but over the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours of working on this project, it's really been baffling me, and I've been very, very worried about this. Almost to the point where I wanted to take the whole thing down and come up with another plan for the interior of the Molehole. But guys, I got some good news, baby! It has come together this afternoon like nobody's business. I'm not sure what is going on. There might be something in the water at the moment, but my brain is just working so ridiculously good these days. And I'm so happy with how this has turned out. Take a look at this, guys. Oh, yes. Now we be cooking with gas. This is more like it. Oh my goodness, man. Finally, there is a creeper who wants to mess up my day. Creeper, do you mind, please? Thank you. I'm trying to get excited about this build, you stupid green butt. But this is what I was trying to achieve in here, guys. We've got roots of a giant tree running through the center of our base's lobby over here. And I've just been adding some of this green these green accent blocks in here just to sort of add a little bit of moss, a little bit of algae into this, right? Because these roots, of course, are sucking up the water to feed the life tree that is going to be blossoming above in Mole City. And, you know, these roots need to be massive. This needs to be a massive root network. And our base is going to be built around these roots. And finally, guys, finally, it's starting to look the way that I wanted it to look. And it was all about the shape of the roots, right? It was all about giving the roots a little bit more space above them so that we could give them more of an archway going up to the center of the tree trunk over here. And that has changed everything. Adding this second floor over here has really changed the game. And I learned something very important about from this particular project, guys. When you want to make something like this, when you've got a vision for a project that you want to do, try and start from the foundations of the project. We actually started this life tree project completely wrong. We started with the roots before doing anything else. What we should have done was start with the staircases. We should have started making the space around here, and that would have given us a much better idea of where the roots would have sat, right? Where we needed to design the roots, how they were going to run, how they were going to be designed into the build. And we did this this build completely in the wrong order, and that's what made it so hard, and that's why I've had to redo it so many times. But the good news is, it is looking freaking spiffy right now, don't you guys think? I love it, man. It is coming together really, really nicely. And I think what I do want to do, though, is change up some of the spruce wood logs in here for some dark oak wood also, just to add a little bit of variation into the textures of the roots themselves. But I'll probably do that sort of stuff off camera, maybe on stream and stuff too, because that's just some detail work that we can do without worrying too much about it, right? But yeah, there we go, baby. Look at that. That is just, look, it's spectacular. My goodness, it's just come together so nicely here, guys. I'm so happy with this. Next up, we're going to work on this part over here. No idea what we're going to do. I was thinking about even making it like a hill or something. That sort of overgrows over the stairs over here. But we'll leave that for another day, man. I'm going to keep my brain focused over here. Going to finish off the root system of the life tree. But listen, guys, that's going to do it from me today. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, and can't wait to see what you guys think about the life tree over here, man. Looking pretty good, right? Is it just me? Please do let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm overthinking it, and maybe it's actually not as awesome as I think. Let me know in the comments, okay, what you think, guys. I think it's turned out real nice, man. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, massive welcome to all of the new peeps who have joined us for the series. Hope you have enjoyed it. Remember to smack that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with the ReNDoG channel. And don't forget to jingle jangle that notification bell, okay? Because YouTube's broken sometimes, and the notification bell is pretty helpful. Lets you know when your favorite content producers have created videos. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thank you for watching. ReNDiggity Dogs signing out. We'll smell you all in the next episode.